All right. Welcome back, guys. What I like said that Dratini is evolving, and by the way, the Dratini in this game is kind of ugly. It looked all right in Crystal version, and in all the other versions, Dratini looks really good. But in this game, not a very good design. But anyway, so Dratini evolved, but I like to call it a growth spurt because that's really what it is. I mean, you see, when you take a look at somebody's child photos, like an adult, or something, they look totally different as a little kid if you like compare them to adults, the adult version of themselves. So it's kind of the same with Dratini and Dragonair. Like, I'm putting out Dragonair here. It looks a little bit like Dratini, only obviously it's bigger and it's got the improved features of like little crystal on its neck. But anyway, I am gonna be sticking in this cave for a while to train up Dragonair because I do want a Dragonite. And it's not that I don't have any confidence in myself. I mean, heck, I've got Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. I could take on the league right now, and I'd be absolutely fine against them. The thing is, however, the end of this game doesn't end with the Pokemon League challenge right here. As you know, I mean, you know this. We go into the second region, the Kanto region, and we earn 8 more badges. I love this game because, it's really 2 games in one, but um, what's gonna happen is I'm going to, right at the end of the game, go against Red, the trainer, the protagonist of the original games, and he's going to be really tough to beat. So, in anticipation of him, I can't pull any punches, guys. I'm gonna have to have a Dragonite ready against him. So, I'm just training it up right now. This is the optimal time to do it. And I know there's going to be better Pokemon later on, but I mean, this is the cave where there's a bunch of ground types and rock types, so, why not? Now, to entertain you guys, I know that this is going to take forever to train it up. And by forever, I don't mean like forever, ever, but I anticipate like a half hour. Thank goodness for the space bar and me moving real fast back and forth. So, let's talk about something. Like, you remember the last time, consider this like in the previous Let's Play, whenever we were going through that grassland that one time looking for an Abra, and I was like, well, okay, let's talk about something. And I ended up talking about Azumanga Daioh and how it was a sucky anime. And by the way, I still think it's a sucky anime, and uh, whatever. I won't get into that. So let's see. I've talked about anime a lot. Like I say before, all right, level 33, good. Darn these Golbats! I hate them. These go There's a 1 in 2 chances that the Golbat, because these Golbats, they know Supersonic and they know Confuse Ray. So there's a coin flip of a chance that they'll confuse you as soon as you switch Pokemon to face them. So they're really annoying. And once I get Dragonair up to a high enough level, I'll be able to just run away from them, and I won't have to keep switching all the time. But anyway, so I talked about anime, and those of you who know me, I like 2 things. I like anime, and I like Jesus. I mean, you know those 2 things, then you know me. So, we'll talk about Jesus. And there's even this there's even this book that combines them both. It's called Manga Messiah, and it's a the Japanese made for the born again Christians that live in Japan who are of Japanese origin. What they did, they made this book for a Japanese audience, and I actually have it. It's called Manga Messiah. I think there's actually a guy on YouTube who has posted up the whole story, like the chapters. It's a graphic novel. It's 1 book, and it talks about the life of Jesus going through the earth while he was on the earth. And in the book, he's called Yeshua, and I think that's like his Hebrew name or something like that. But I mean, it's Jesus, and I thought that was really cool. The only problem I have with it is with Manga Messiah. it's kind of cheesy dialogue, and for some reason they decided that they put like an exclamation mark or a dot 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 at the end of every sentence. Like everything was like this giant exclamation, and no, you can't find a period at the end of any sentence. So I thought that was a little bit cheesy. I mean, come on, guys, consider the writing style a little bit. But anyway, darn it, Suicune confusing. There we go, got him. So, it's a little hard to talk and concentrate on these battles at the same time, but I'll do my best. Alright, so the talk about Jesus, I've been meaning to do this forever. Some people don't really understand too well. I want to start with the verse, like John 3:16, I think it is. Everybody knows this verse from the Bible, even a lot of non-believers. Like it's the one that says for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only son, so that uh, let's see, he gave his one and only son so that the world through him might be saved. For God sent his son uh, into the world not to condemn it, but to save it, or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but you could just look up John 3:16. I want to talk about what it says after that. Like it says, no, I gotta heal up. I know that I'm almost out of moves here. Let's see. Um, for God sent not his son into the world to condemn the world, but it might be saved. Now here's the verse that comes after that. He who believes on him, and this is talking about Jesus, the Son of God, is not condemned. See, that's good news. But he who does not believe is condemned already because he's not believed on the one and only Son. And after that, proceeds to say, and here is the condemnation. This is why people don't believe. Light has come into the world, and this is Jesus, and men love darkness rather than light. So neither do they come to the light unless their evil deeds be reproved. Like, all right, here's the thing. You've done stuff that everybody's done stuff that embarrasses them, right? Let's say, and you don't want to be exposed of the stuff that embarrasses you, because uh, here's a good example. Let's say that you're sitting in the middle of the classroom doing your work, and you have to fart. uh, you have to fart, and you think it's going to be silent, and you think that you could pin the blame on somewhere else, or at least not deadly. But as it turns out, uh, you fart, and it turns out to be like this really loud one. You rip off a really loud one, and you don't mean to, but just as soon as you do it, you're exposed, and everybody looks at you, and they like give you this like really, ew, I can't believe you did that. Like they wrinkle their nose at you, and they just kind of turn away. They kind of inch their desks away, and then there's that always those couple of people who giggle, and you get all red in the face and you feel embarrassed. Like sinning is just like that. You know, we do the sin, but then we don't want to get caught for it. Like so, evil men don't want to come to the light. It's like if you're exposed, then let's just say you're naked. If you're naked, then you don't want to be in the light where everybody can see you naked. You want to be in the dark where nobody could see you naked. But, it's the same thing with us being sinners. Like, we've all done things that are bad. Here's what sin is. I'll tell you guys point blank. Sin is any act of disobedience against God. And I mean, we're convicted in our hearts whenever we. Oh boy, agility. Hang on. I want to switch something for agility. Let's see. I never used Dragon Rage, so I like agility. Sorry to get off the point here, but I got to comment on Pokemon. I like agility because it'll sharply raise the speed of Dragonite. Dragonite's not a speed Pokemon, but all it takes is one move, use of agility, and once you do that, then Dragonite becomes a really powerful um, he becomes a really powerful. Darn it! What am I looking for? Not a speed demon, but he always gets to go first, and he'll get like the last hit on him. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm almost out of recording time. When we come back, I'll actually go over the whole Bible story, and I'll try to be abridged about it. But until then, I'll catch you later, dudes. Thanks for listening.